Thank you for giving me the opportunity to say a few words about my wonderful grandmother. I want to say first that I was very lucky to be the first and only grandchild for 7 years. So you can imagine how spoiled I was those first 7 years, and actually she continued to spoil me and the rest of the grandchildren throughout her life. But I want to start out with one of the craziest stories that I think shows Granny's dedication to me and her family. So I was a little adventurous, so I probably was about 4 or 5, and I decided to go for a walk before my mom got up. So my mom woke up and her child was missing. So of course she's in a panic, and she calls her mother, and Granny gets in the car to actually head our way down 285. And I can't remember what happened, but something was wrong with the car or something like that, but she ended up running down 285. So if you can imagine that, she was just trying to get to me to help look for me. But luckily I was found and just had been wandering around the woods. But that was just one of the crazy stories that I remember hearing growing up about Granny. Then also, I just have so many fond memories, but I'll talk about a few of them. And they're actually some of the best memories from my childhood. So, of course, it started out with fishing. She had us fishing, or had me at least fishing, and I'm sure the other grandchildren too, as soon as I could actually hold a rod. So I do remember that a lot of my childhood spent, I don't know about catching many fish, but at least sitting there trying to catch fish. The other thing that I remember is a little traumatizing. She had me scale and gut the fish, so I still think about that when I try to eat fish to this day. So I got to learn a little bit about what it took to actually catch and eat your own food. So I also remember the summer visits to South Georgia, where I got to see the farm life and a glimpse of how Granny grew up, which was so amazing and so different from my day-to-day life in Atlanta. So that was one of the best memories I have from my childhood. And sorry, that's one of my rabbits running around, if you can hear that noise. That actually helped me gain my love for animals and farming. And Granny was one of the few people I could actually call and talk about chickens. So she could guide me, or she would actually listen to me talk about chickens. So that was really one thing I enjoyed, having those conversations with her while I've been here in Hawaii, and I had a chance to have my own animals here and a little bit of farm life that I think she probably influenced that from when I was a young child. Another one of my favorite memories from childhood through my teens is Granny taking me school shopping. That was one of the big events every year that I just really looked forward to, and I'm sure she had to be so patient because I was kind of picky. So she would sit there and I'd try on the different clothes, and it was just so much fun. And I always felt really good starting school with all my new clothes. So that was also one of my best memories. And also, one thing I would like to say is this: I really appreciated that we could count on Granny to come through every time. And I know we've all tested her in different ways, but one way I tested her is I ended up buying a wedding dress that was at least 4 or 5 sizes too small. But I'm like, oh, I'm sure Granny can fix it. And sure enough, she did. She made it look beautiful. So that was a bit of a challenge that that she did, and that was only about 10 years ago, actually. This year will be my 10-year wedding anniversary. So that was not, she was actually still working hard and up until her 80s, which is something to really, I brag about to other people, and how she just was such an amazing woman. And I just feel so lucky to have had such a wonderful grandmother. And I do think I've got a few traits from her that I really appreciate. My love of gardening, which you can see. I put some of my plants in the background, and also my love of nice nails, even though I garden and like to dig around the dirt, I still make sure I have my nails manicured. And I know Granny would be very happy about that. Anyway, I just want to say thank you, and Granny, I love you, and I'll see you another time. Love you.